Welcome to the Nut Gallery Review, the home of all your media needs.
Welcome to episode 167. I'm Jason Schulte.
I'm Sean McFadden.
And I'm Mike Hanstedt.
Well, I thought we were going to get to talk about new movies this month, but they've been all pushed back again. AMC announced that it would not open its theaters to July 31st, and because of that, Milan has moved to August, and then Tenet has also moved to August, which will make a pretty crammed August, but I guess we'll all feast when we feast, I guess.
I mean, are they even going to do it in August?
I would bet that they will open if they say they're going to open now, but I don't know. In other news, Keaton has been named to play Batman in the Flash movie. It seems like everybody's excited about that.
Yes, actually.
And the potential that he could jump into the DCU. Potentially. They were also, a lot of fans were thinking that maybe he could play Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie.
That was also my hope, yes.
That would be amazing.
I hear they're also talking to Michelle Pfeiffer to reprise her role as Catwoman.
Well, she hasn't aged since that role, so I guess she probably could.
Well, I mean, they want her to play, Selena Kyle, but yeah.
So I guess
I'd be all right.
Got everybody all excited with the Keaton announcement. A lot of fans pick him as the top Batman. So
I'm definitely excited for it. What is the DC? What is the DCU doing? Where does it go beyond here? I'm just so confused at the choices that they made. Although some have been good, I'm just still befuddled.
I think they like it that way. They like this. Right? They like everyone to go, why are you doing that?
Maybe, yeah.
We can all agree that the choice for Aquaman was good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm all right with Momoa. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gal Gadot, Gadot.
Sure.
Anyways, that puts us to DVD releases.
Oh, damn. Already. Okay. Week of July 7th, we've got Trolls World Tour. Of course, coming behind the first Trolls there. We've got Blood and Money. A hunter finds a dead woman and a bag of money. Sorry We Missed You. Family dealing with financial strain. Sorry We Missed You, kind of a little bit of a play on the delivery business that he's attached to. Week of July 14th, we've got Body Cam, starring Mary J. Blige. Essentially, she is back in the force with a new partner, and she is trying to solve these cases that basically turns out to be a bit paranormal. Castle in the Ground. Following his mother's death, the main character, Henry Fine, gets caught up in the opioid epidemic sweeping through his town. VHYes. 12-year-old boy discovers that he can use a VHS camera to capture material from television. He makes basically a bizarre mixtape. His parents discovered that he basically did it over their wedding tape. Week of July 21st, Detectives. Actually, that one is actually a Shudder exclusive. That's not a DVD coming out. Sorry about that. We have Scoob, which of course is the Scooby Gang there, the origins of Mystery Inc. And
I've watched that. It's because it's already out. It's already out on digital, so I've
right.
watched it a little bit, and it's okay. Yeah.
And then finally, week of July 28th, we have End of Sentence. Basically, an estranged father and his son fulfilling their the son's mother's dying request there that they spread her ashes at a lake in Ireland. And of course, it's the estranged father and son getting closer together while going through all of this. And that's all of them. I will tell you that most of these did not receive critical praise. I think VHYes is the only one that I think that got above like a 5 out of 10.
Wow.
So
And
not a fantastic.
I think Scoob did okay.
Scoob, I will just, from what I saw, Scoob got middling reviews, but
I think out of that list, the only one I can see buying is Trolls World Tour, just because my son loved the first one, and not because I really want to watch it.
was it at least entertaining?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, as the rest of this list is pretty craptacular.
Yeah, it's not great. It's basically, I think it's studios just going, hey, what do we have like that we can put out right at this point?
Yeah.
Well, and I wonder if the releases will get really messed up if more stuff continues to go to direct digital.
I don't know. But right now, this is what we've got. And it's, I mean, if you're a horror fan, there's a couple of them in there. If, you want comedy, I mean, Scoob's pretty much all you're going to get. If you're looking for some real life drama, then there's a healthy scoop of that in there as well.
All right, well, hopefully we're saving our money for video games.
We got some good options here. Not gonna lie. So, just gonna go over some of the highlights. If you are a VR owner if you're a PlayStation VR owner, Marvel's Iron Man VR comes out, which, from what I read, a lot of the people who have been previewing this, it's a really good experience actually. So, if you do have PlayStation VR, keep your eye out on that. Next is a re-release, but it's coming to Switch. It is Cathrine Full Body, which is the remaster of that weird Cathrine game on the 360. I don't know if either of you played it, but it's definitely got a cult following. It's this kind of like anime mystery video game. Cathrine Full Body comes to the Switch. Next on the list is Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. So Bloodstained Curse of the Moon came out, and it's this 2D side-scroller in the vein of Castlevania. It's made by the same guy who helped create Castlevania, but he doesn't have the license. Konami does. So Bloodstained Curse of the Moon was very well received, and the sequel just kind of came out of nowhere. It was announced, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and it's releasing already on July 10th on the Switch. So hopefully you guys check that out. Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise, is coming out on the Switch. And Deadly Premonition is another cult classic from back in the day that a lot of people enjoy. It's a horror video game. So you got a couple racing games. F1.
Was that a Kinect game? Like that horror immersed? No?
I don't think so. Can't remember.
Well, keep going.
I will keep going. Got 2 racing games on July 10th, F1 2020 and NASCAR Heat 5. Those come out for all the systems except Switch. And F1 2020 even comes out on Stadia. So, yeah, there's that. Sword Art Online, Alicization, lycoris comes out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC on July 10th. And Death Stranding, the PS4 exclusive, comes out to PC on July 14th. Next, we have on July 17th, Ghost of Tsushima, which is a samurai adventure game made by Sucker Punch for the PS4. So it's gotten some really good previews so far. It's looking to be a very, very good game with some high quality content, including some good fights, just like the way you're a samurai, right? This is basically a samurai adventure game. I think that'd be super fun. So I think I might actually check that out. May just wait for the price to go down. But yeah, it's going to be fun. The art style is really cool too, and the way you navigate around the map, it's an open world. The way you navigate around it is actually there's no map, there's no waypoints or anything. It's actually this is kind of cool mechanic where you follow the wind. The wind kind of like points you in the direction that you need to go by blowing trees and grass and stuff like that. So
is there an overworld map or?
I don't believe so, actually. I think it's one that you just kind of are given this open world and you just kind of explore, and there's not really, I think you may be able to like save points of interest, so maybe there is, but for the most part, I think you're going through the map kind of blind, but just following the instincts of the world, I guess. So looks pretty cool. On the 17th, on the Switch, Paper Mario, the Origami King comes out as well. Did you guys play Paper Mario?
I played it a little bit. It was interesting, but I did not have a SNES, so I was only able to play that at a friend's house. So,
well, Paper Mario was originally N64.
Really?
Yeah. So the first one was N64, and then Thousand Year Door is the most critically acclaimed, and that was GameCube.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Continue.
I could be wrong. Paper Mario. Yeah, N64, the original.
All right.
So, but yeah, there's
the
been.
hell was I playing then?
Probably Super Mario RPG.
RPG. That's what I'm thinking.
That's my guess.
That one was good. It was fun.
Yeah. They haven't made another Super Mario RPG. Paper Mario kind of took that over, I would say, because it is definitely a turn-based RPG. So the Origami King looks to go to a lot of their roots, so it should be fun. Next on the list that I'm going to highlight here is Destroy All Humans, the remake of the original Xbox, PS2, GameCube game, I believe. Coming out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC on July 28th.
That was just the free with gold game.
The original?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't play it yet, but...
Yeah, I mean, the original is pretty good, according to a lot of people that I read.
It's
I never played it. I heard it's fun. So, yeah. Yeah, but we're getting a re-release, remake, so keep your eye on that on July 28th. Also on July 28th, we have this kind of cool game from, who's the developer? I think it's Obsidian, who just made Outer Worlds, and it's called Grounded, which basically you are little like, it's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids video game. You're little, you're trying to survive in a world where there's big humans, and you're just there. I believe there's an adventure behind it. It's a single player. It's also it is also a multiplayer game as well. But you could build bases and stuff like that. You have building mechanics. There's a creative mode in it as well. It's actually looking quite like a fun game, and I'm pretty excited for this to go kind of straight into Game Pass, and I'll get to check it out. I always like those creating bigger worlds, like in the what is small in our world. So like, you remember A Bug's Life back in like on the N64? I used to play that all the time. So
My sister
just
was
kind
a
of
big
like that.
fan on the computer.
Yeah, so kind of like that. Next on the list that I want to highlight is Skater XL. This is a game I would say is kind of a mixture of Tony Hawk and Skate. So I think they're trying to blend a little bit of arcadey, but also have it also a bit technical to kind of scratch the itch of both, which will be interesting because not 2 weeks later, the demo for the remaster of Tony Hawk 1 and 2 is going to come out, and then in September the remaster is going to fully be released. So I'm looking to check this Skater XL out and hopefully see what it's all about, because I'm actually a huge fan of skating games, which is kind of like my little like what's the word?
Your
I don't even know. Yeah.
guilty pleasure.
Yeah, there you go. Guilty pleasure. That's kind of all I wanted to highlight. Do you guys have anything that stuck out to you?
I mean, they're redoing Tony Hawk 1 and 2. I think we all kind of remember those games fondly, but I mean, past that, not over much.
I'm interested in the Paper Mario.
For sure. Me as well.
I guess I also wanted to mention that No Man's Sky just came out with a huge update that included cross-platform play. So now PS4, Xbox, and PC gamers can all play together.
Mm-hmm.
It took forever to download, so it must be a lot of technology behind making that work. At least that's what I read in their patch notes, that the technology to cross-platform those three is challenging. So I haven't.
Cross-platform needs to happen, man. Just like everywhere. I think it's like, because I think the world like is becoming a place where I don't care if you choose a PlayStation or an Xbox. We should just be able to play together. You know, like I wish it was. I wish it was in every game, but.
So yeah, that came out.
Yeah, there's been a lot of gaming news. I didn't know if you wanted to, talk about it. Like Cyberpunk got delayed again, unfortunately, to November from September, and that September date was a delay as well. So, I mean, delays are always good, right? I mean, that means they're just going to polish the game. It's going to be better once it releases. We got PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
No, this one is too done. It won't get delayed indefinitely. We got the PlayStation 5 reveal. Have you guys seen the console?
Yeah, I mean, people always have weird things to say about the console reveals. Like, oh, it looks like like when the PS4 came out, people were like, "Are you kidding me? This looks like something I jack up my car on," something like that. So. Whatever, man. If they come out with quality
like
games,
a modem.
If it comes out with quality games and a quality system, who cares?
I care. I don't want that on my desk. It just doesn't look good to me.
All right, you're a bit more vain than I thought, but go on.
Did you have other news you wanted to share, or?
I mean, not unless you guys want me to. I'm good. That's pretty much. Yeah.
Then I guess we'll move on to our movie classic, which was my pick. I used to have the DVD sitting right here that I could read at the back, but somebody borrowed it, and I don't have it anymore to do that. So
I think Mike's offering to read the back there for you.
Then go for it, Mike. I am under a lot of pressure, though. So just so you know, I have two people kind of breathing down my neck about how I'm going to review this. So.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
It's actually pretty high quality. Okay. The ultimate action face-off. After his partner is brutally murdered by the infamous assassin rogue Jet Li, FBI agent Jack Crawford, Jason Statham, vows to find the elusive killer and personally avenge his partner's death. But Crawford's thirst for vengeance jeopardizes his professional judgment, and as the violence escalates, he finds himself in the middle of a conflict between two rival Asian gangs. Now, nothing is quite what it seems, and he must be prepared for war.
All right.
Is the bumper.
Jay, why don't you let us know why you picked this one?
Well, Jet Li, Jason Statham, if that doesn't spell action, nothing does. I remember watching this when it first came out, and the story was pretty amazing then. Very much threw you for a loop, especially the first time you watch it. I don't know that it ages as well as I hoped it would, rewatching it now. But how it unfolds at the end is certainly some pretty brilliant storytelling, because I did not see a lot of that coming. I thought Jason Statham, this was a pretty good role for him. You see him kind of take he takes a path that is not maybe the easiest path in this story, as he's trying to avenge his partner. And then you have these gangs, these rival gangs, just beating the crap out of each other, and he's just stepping right into the crossfire. So I guess I picked it from an action film standpoint and two iconic action stars.
All right.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to step in, or you want me to take next?
No, I got it. First of all, I like these two, titular characters here. I like Jason Statham and I like Jet Li, and I like most of their movies. Most of them, for the majority, a lot of them aren't story driven. They're definitely action driven, and but this one had a decent story behind it, in my opinion. Just the vengeance and the revenge that Jason Statham's character wants to take on Jet Li's rogue. I think it's cool seeing just the perspective of Jack really having this revenge just kind of take over his life, and just he lost his marriage because of this, and just to see that story unfold, and then ultimately to find him kind of in the middle of a huge gang war that Jet Li's character is trying to thwart from both ends too. So I don't know, it's just this is a pretty fun movie to watch. They both have good characters, very good action scenes. Obviously, I think Jet Li and Statham have two of the best styles of choreography behind them with their hand fighting skills and everything. So this is a good movie.
I like Jet Li's style before Sean steps in. I mean, he just had a aura about him as the movie progresses. Like, nobody's going to really mess with Rogue, and he just kind of does what he wants to do. Yet everybody wants him on their side, so he kind of was a hot commodity as well.
Absolutely. I actually thought Lee stole the show on this one. I know it's got both of them on the cover, and I think they even they clearly they have Jason Statham's character as our protagonist, but you can see Rogue, i.e. Jet Li's character, manipulating everything, and that I thought was done pretty well. I have two things to say about the movie. The first, I want to say half of the movie is actually fairly predictable. You can kind of see, like, oh, okay, yep, here comes the partner death. Oh, here comes the marriage on the rocks, and that might be, as Jay said, a product of its time that we've seen this done a few times. But the fortunate thing is they only really do that for the first half of the movie, and the second half of the movie they kind of spin that around a bit. So that, fortunately, that was there, because I watched this and I remember going, oh yeah, I did like that, and I realized I'd actually confused this movie with another one of Jet Li's movies called Unleashed. But I had watched both of these in the same weekend, kind of a Jet Li kick that weekend. But yeah, this is a decent movie there. It's certainly high on the action. You just have to make sure that your volume is turned up enough so that you can hear Jason Statham when he has dialogue there. But yeah, it's a good movie. I think the action scenes are well choreographed. My one beef is they again destroy a classic car in the making of this, and it's like, stop breaking the old cars, man. Just get a new one if you want to do that.
Just destroy a Prius or something.
Something,
Gosh.
man. Yeah,
I think you've just challenged Jason Statham to destroy a Prius in his next movie.
Yes, absolutely. Please.
I mean,
tweet at him.
If there's anybody that would, it would be him. I could just see him hopping in a Prius and like destroying it.
Oh yeah, by the time he's done driving it, like all the doors would be knocked off, all the window is shot out, and he's just driving a frame on wheels.
I mean, they destroyed a Prius. They destroyed a Prius and the other guys. I mean,
oh jeez. But no, it was a good pick, Jay. I'm not sure though that people that aren't. Oh, I'm not sure that people who aren't into action movies as much would enjoy this as much for the story part of it, because it does lean a bit heavier on the action side of it.
I mean, you gotta be into Jet Li and Jason Statham to even watch this, right? I mean, and to be honest, most of the times I walk out of movies like this really, really happy and satisfied. I don't know why. It's just the action behind it, and even the little story beats in there. In this movie in particular too, I just leave the movie with a satisfied feeling. I had a fun time watching it, rewatching it. I've seen this before. And I just love these movies where they have two, big action stars either kind of going at it or teaming up. Like I just love these styles of movies. And War's a good one. I don't know if you would call it a classic just because there's so many movies that do these tropes and these styles and this storyline, but for the most part, it's a really good watch.
You bring up a good point. Would I consider this movie a classic? It's a movie that I enjoyed, and it's a movie that does fit our criteria of having, the age to it. Yeah, I guess I would give it a classic slide there.
I guess I give it a slide because you get Statham and Jet Li together in an action film. Both of them are classic, make movies that aren't. There's other movies that they both made not together that I would consider classics as well. So I picked one where they were together to get them both into our classic list. One of the things that I haven't mentioned yet is there's a couple scenes where the action's coming, it's coming, and then they come in with like the strangest music. You're just like, really? That's the music you picked for this scene?
Right.
So, that was...
I remember watching Halloween Resurrection for the first time, and it's like, that had like, you know, Busta Rhymes music, and just randomly it's like, why is this in a horror film? I understand.
So that was kind of strange, but at times, but yeah, it was my pick. I wanted to get Jet Li and Jason Statham in there, work together into our classic. So that was it.
So really quick, if you don't mind, like, what's your favorite Jet Li movie, and what's your favorite Jason Statham movie?
So boy, you know, I did like Unleashed as well. Statham, it's tough because, you know, I like his role in Fast and the Furious series. I liked his role in Transporter. So yeah.
I think Transporter is my favorite one. Yes, I did catch Crank. Crank was good.
I keep seeing previews for it, including, you know, before watching this, and I was like, oh man, I got to get around to that one of these days. But I actually am going to say Unleashed is my favorite Jet Li movie, just because it's not what you're expecting when you're putting in a Jet Li movie. As far as Statham, I actually say the first Expendables. Just, you
That's
know,
a good call.
He's not, I mean, he's not the quote unquote main guy, but he's right there. And I think that's my favorite of him.
I think Transporter is my favorite Statham, and then The One is my favorite Jet Li movie.
That is a good one.
Yeah. They both have really good movies under their belt. That's for sure.
Moving on to what have we done lately, or been up to lately. So this is kind of a big month for me. I've had Father's Day, a birthday, and a 10-year anniversary this month. So I did get blessed with some gifts. I got Age of Wonders Planetfall, which has been a good play. I can see where a person could suck a lifetime into that game.
Is that a video game or is that a board game?
It's a video game. So it's you're basically on a planet and you're trying to take control with whatever race you are of the planet, and have sectors and bases and upgrades, and it's a turn-based strategy game.
Okay, cool.
I also got a Remnant from the Ashes, just kind of a first-person game. You're in a world where demons have kind of taken over. You're trying to get to this mysterious tower that you've been sent to go, because they think that's what's the center of all of this. You get to a kind of a burned out town. It's very medieval-like with your weapons, but you're in modern-day world that's been destroyed by these demons. So there's a theater and cars and things sitting around. It is super hard. These demons just can destroy you really quickly, and it's hard to get through the boards. And when you die, you pretty much start over on that board. It's not like you just respawn. So there's like a main bad guy that I'm trying to fight pretty early in the game, and he can two-hit kill your character, but you have to like dodge, hit, dodge, hit. So it gets, if that's your kind of style of fighting,
a la Dark Souls.
Yeah, it certainly would be for you. The story is kind of cool because you're kind of building your rapport with this base that kind of takes you in after you wash ashore, and they help you equip you with weapons and get you your upgrades and your armor. So as the story progresses, you can buy more stuff to kind of keep yourself relevant. Now, the really cool thing is when you die, you keep everything you died with. So if you collected money, you get to keep the money. You get to play through the level again, collect more money, die. So you can actually build up. You're building up while you're dying repeatedly. So that's kind of cool. My final game that I got was Minecraft Dungeons, and it's a blast. My son and I have been playing a lot of that. It's kind of a top-down fighting game, I guess. So you're going through the Minecraft world levels and slicing and dicing as you go. You can get
It's basically Diablo,
yeah,
but Minecraft.
but maybe a little more visual, maybe. And it's kind of challenging because there's puzzles to solve as you're doing this. What's really cool though is it automatically scales to your level. So as you level up, all the boards you've played will just slide to a harder, give the bad guys more hit points and things. And which then, as it slides up, it has better drops. So you can either keep playing the boards or you can just keep advancing through the game. And if you get stuck because you're just not powerful enough, you can go back and it'll have slid up the scale a little bit so that you can play a little harder and get better drops. Right now I have a sickle that also does toxic damage. So it's kind of fun. It's also fun to go back and play the earlier levels and you just kind of mow through stuff as well. But they're kind of themed, like Summer's a lava world. There's one that's just an open world, like with grass and trees, and there's like some underground layer type levels so far. So, and it's soon to come out with another expansion, and I bought the premium package, so I will get the expansion as well when it comes out. So it's been a good time so far.
Very cool.
That is it.
Say, my daughter and I have actually gone back to the original Minecraft. We've been playing on that and just having some fun with that, and that's actually been pretty much the only real thing we've been doing besides hanging with you and playing City of Heroes.
We have played a fair amount of City of Heroes. Link, you should get in on that.
What? I should look into it. Is it a PC game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a multiplayer online game, so we all team up as superheroes and combat bad guys.
That sounds fun.
What have you been up to, Mike?
I have been sort of collecting. So for Father's Day, I got a GameCube. So pretty excited about that. Just going to play some kind of retro games. And then I had a friend send me an Xbox 360. So, going to do some stuff on there. Going to kind of play some of the old Maddens and just kind of reminisce and stuff like that. So other than that, been playing Apex Legends. Found this game on Game Pass called Hyperdot, which is basically just this small little game. You're docked on a circular playing field, and you're just dodging things that are going for you, basically. Kind of like Geometry Wars. I don't know if you ever played that back in the day on the 360, but it's kind of like that. Super fun, just super relaxing and chill. Yeah, that's kind of all I've been doing, really. Been watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine and going to start Voyager soon because I'm doing a special episode for my other podcast on those two Star Trek shows, and been watching a lot of Toy Story because that's what my son's been watching, and I think I've watched Onward maybe like 5 times in the past 5 days. So yeah, Onward is very good if you haven't seen it. I'm sure both of you have.
I have.
Yes, super good. Love it. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
All right, Jay. Favorite GameCube game?
Oh gosh, I really liked Super Mario Sunshine.
Nice.
Oh wow,
That was a
nice.
good one. Mine was Pikmin.
Pikmin's good too.
I wish I knew you wanted one. I would have given you mine. It's just collecting dust.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. I wish you weren't on vacation when I was searching for one.
Because we can play all the games on the Wii, so I don't really have it hooked up. I missed one thing. We have Netflix has added all the seasons of Gotham, and we were partly through season 4 when they weren't available anymore for a while. Fox has a weird thing that they're available for like a month, and then they pull them off, and you have to wait. And so they're all back on. And so we finished season 4, which was pretty good. And then season 5, which is their final season, it's really hit or miss. It seems like they kind of gave up. Like, this is the final season. We don't care if people hate us. So we're going to throw in some really crappy episodes as filler to make it through the season, which has a really kind of strange overall story arc, which is just kind of weird. The bridges all get blown, and apparently Gotham is a complete island. So there's no way to get supplies in or out, which seems weird because you could just fly over and drop them. The government is shooting down ships that try, and it is a river, so you could just bring a barge across. I mean, I'm not quite sure. It seems weird that they've gone this direction, but we're down to about 3 episodes left in this season, so I'm really hoping they wrap up the story arc and leave it in a good place since that's the end. And they knew it was going to be the end, so it would be inexcusable for them not to leave it in a good place. So thought I would add that in as well. Glad to finish that series up. It was majority of it was really good, but as with all series, I threw a few stinkers in there.
Yeah, I watched Gotham for a while, and then just fell off of it. So,
well, they have a guy playing the Joker, and he had a twin brother, so he's played 2 different versions. Amazing. I mean, he hits the voice, he hits the look, he hits the swagger. Just amazing in everything he does with that. And there's an episode where he wants to be closer to Bruce, so he has people get their faces redone so that they look like Bruce's parents, and he reenacts their killing so that he can understand how Bruce felt. And I mean, he just nails it, like the role. It's amazing. It's worth watching the 4th and 5th season just to see that character kind of develop, and his how he just takes control of the whole episode. I mean, it's just pretty amazing stuff.
Wow.
So I would encourage you to someday power through the early seasons and get to the later ones, because there's some really good stuff in there. And the Joker really develops, or not Joker, the Riddler really develops into. He can also just like command a whole episode. And Penguin's there, and so,
there.
hit or miss sometimes with him on what he does. And Barbara Keene is kind of floating around, and there's some of the stuff they've done weird. They started out with one Poison Ivy, and then decided that she wasn't sexy enough, so they replaced her with a new one. But they like at least tried to explain it in the story, but everyone knew exactly what they did. Yeah, it's good.
Interesting.
All right. Well, until next time.
Good night, everybody.
See you later.